Things that I don't like, okay? G is getting up. Now, I don't like getting up, but it's funny because I would say that all in all, generally speaking, I am a morning person in the sense that I'm most productive in the morning. That's when I can get my brain to work most effectively in the morning. For example, anything intellectual has to be done in the morning. Afternoon, my brain is like, I can't do any more intellectual stuff, like that's to say hardcore reading or anything that involves the brain having to try and understand things. That's not to say I can't do, obviously I'm doing stuff now, I'm doing this video, I can do stuff in the afternoon, but I can't do the hardcore intellectual labour I have to do in the morning. So I am more a morning person, but I don't like getting up. Again, who does really? But I get up at the same time every day because I'm a creature of routine. So I tend to always be up at the absolute latest. It would be very rare for me not to be up at 8 o'clock. That's very rare. Normally I'm up between 7 and 7:30, sometimes a bit earlier. But I don't like getting up, it's an effort. The other thing is going out. I guess it's even worse than getting up. I hate going out. I absolutely hate going out. It's so much effort. If I know that I've got to go somewhere and it's like something I really want to do, it's a lot easier. If there's like some structure inherent to it, or if I'm motivated, propelled to go somewhere by some absolute force, which is usually a special interest or something, it's a lot easier. But if it's just like going out, like at the moment I'm just going out because feel like I have to, because obviously I need the exercise, the vitamin D. That's the only reason I go out, not because I actually enjoy it. And it's just random. Not random. It's kind of boring. Yeah. Like I'd rather I didn't have to. I don't particularly enjoy it, but I just do it because I feel better afterwards, and it would really mess up my health if I didn't. So it does have long-term rewards, all in all. And it is important to go out for the exercise. And I do try and aim for at least an hour. Don't always manage it, but I aim for at least an hour, and I have been managing it most days, about averaging an hour and a half, which isn't bad. But fresh air and exercise is important, but I find it so much effort getting out, and I procrastinate for ages before I go out because I absolutely hate going out. It's everything. It's the unknown. It's unknown quantities. You can't control the outside world. Yeah, I don't like it. And obviously germs, I hate germs. G for germs. H, helicopters. Absolutely hate helicopters. They're noisy. They create the most horrible noise. It's like a vibrating noise, and there's something else absolutely I can't stand. I just hate them. Hate them. Hate them. Hate them. And heat. I don't like the heat. I don't like the heat. I'd rather be cold than hot. I mean, I don't like extremes of temperature. I'd rather it was just like not hot or not cold, just perfect. But I'd rather be cold than hot. I absolutely hate the heat because you can't do anything about it. At least when you're cold, you can wrap up or you can put heating on and stuff. With the heat, it's horrible. It stops you sleeping. Everything. I absolutely hate the heat. I is for illness. I'm not good when I'm ill. I don't get ill that often. Obviously, even less so these days because I avoid people. But I'm not someone who gets ill that often, but but when I am, I'm not a good patient. I absolutely hate being ill. I can't deal with it. It gives me panic. I absolutely hate it. Even a slight sore throat. Like most people, if they get like a slight sore throat, or like a slight cold or something, they'll still go out and they'll go to work or whatever. Obviously I don't work, but what I'm saying is, most people, like for example, when I was doing voluntary work, in a very rare occasions, because I don't get ill that often, I'm pretty fit and healthy, but when in those rare occasions I did get ill, like when I was at Age UK and places, I always had to call in, even if it was just a slight sore throat. I'd be like, I can't come in, because I'm not good when I'm ill. Literally, can't deal with it. It's just a change in body state, absolutely hate it. It's one of the reasons why I don't like to get sick and why I hate it so much. The other one for I is ice. I don't like ice. Although I do like the winter, I don't like it when there's ice. I absolutely hate the ice. Which is funny, I can ice skate, by the way. I went ice skating when I was a kid at the Isle of Wight ice rink, and I actually became quite good at it, I remember. Which is surprising considering I'm not the most dexterous or coordinated of people. But for some reason, I actually became quite good at ice skating, I remember, and quite confident on the ice. I didn't do it that often, we only went a few times, but I remember I really enjoyed it. So I don't know what that was about, but maybe it feels a bit more like controllable there because it's like a rink and it's kind of boundaried and you're wearing proper, ice shoes, what they're called, I don't know what they're called, ice rink shoes, ice skates, come from my head. But I don't like ice, when you're walking. No, hate it. Slippy, slidey, horrible. I'm very cautious. I don't like it. But it might be different if I was wearing proper ice shoes. My shoes aren't really suitable for ice. Imperfection. I don't like imperfection. I like things to be perfect. I don't like anything that's out of order. That's imperfect. I hate it. J is jingoism, which is the worst kind of patriotism. It's like sort of warlike patriotism. It disgusts me. That form of tribalism, I don't understand it, and I don't understand why people are jingoistic. Like that kind of flag waving. My country is great, patriotism. I just can't stand it. It just really annoys. That is something that makes me angry, actually. I don't understand it, and I just don't like it. And it brings out the worst in people, and I don't like jingoism. It's associated with nationalism and all those other evils and war, and yeah, I don't like it. Judgmental people. There's a saying, isn't there? Don't judge. Is it a biblical saying? I don't know. Don't judge lest you be judged. Yeah, it's very true though, because it's so easy to judge, and anyone who judges can also be judged in return. But we all judge, obviously. It's kind of part of being human, so I'm a bit of a hypocrite. I mean, I judge, everyone judges, right? I mean, it's part of being human. I don't think there's a single person who doesn't judge someone at some point. So we all judge. Like, I judge cigarette smokers because I can't stand cigarette smoke, so I am very judgmental, so I'm being hypocritical. But what I mean by we shouldn't be judgmental in the sense that we should always try not to kind of take a moral high ground or try and think that we're better than other people, because there's always a reason for why people behave the way they do, and everyone's got things that aren't good about them or whatever. So in that respect, we should try not to be overzealous in our judging, sort of thing. Be kind of not to be too black and white, I guess. That sort of thing. Yeah. Because that's that sort of thing. That's what I say. Okay, K. I don't like knots. Because I like my coordination, hand-eye coordination isn't the best, and I'm not good on knots. I don't like knots. L is liars. Yeah, but who likes a liar? No one likes a liar. What's the point in lying? You get so much further in life by being honest, and ultimately liars always get caught out in the end anyway. So yeah, and I don't like liars. It's one of the worst. What's the word? Yeah, I don't like them. M is motorbikes, because they're very noisy and I hate motorbikes. Even more than cars, actually. Another M is mess. I guess this is ironic. I hate mess, but I'm a very messy person. I can't help but create a trail of mess and absolutely hate it, because I don't like mess, but I'm constantly creating it, because I'm not very clean. I'm rather, I don't know, things just end up everywhere. I don't like mess, but I create it. That's a bit ironic. And maths. I'm really bad at maths, and I've never been able to understand numbers, and it just hurts my head even trying it. I don't have a number sense. N is noise. I hate noise. Obviously that's other people's noise. My own noise, that's a different matter, but I hate noise. External, unpredictable noise. If it's a predictable noise, it's alright, but if it's easier to deal with, let's say, not necessarily alright, it can still be horrible, but it's particularly unpredictable noise. I just don't like noise. O stands for OCD, because I hate having OCD, because it's really disabling and it stops me doing so much. But again, like my anxiety, I just have to deal with it. And well, there is a noise outside right now. I don't know what it is. It sounds like I don't know, street cleaning, stressing me out, but but yeah, anyhow. But yeah, I don't like, my OCD, I don't like it. That can go and do one. And obsessiveness, I'm extremely obsessive. That can be a good thing. That's a kind of bit of a double-edged sword though. If you're obsessed, if the OCD is a separate thing, that's just altogether negative. But the obsessiveness is kind of attached to being autistic, the wider obsessiveness, where I get very, very fixated on things. Has a kind of good and a bad side, so it's not altogether bad, because it gives my life order and meaning, and it stops me being bored. and I'm hardly ever bored. So that's and that's good. But it can also be overwhelming, and it can sometimes make it very hard to switch off, and that can be quite overwhelming. So it's a bit of a mixed thing. P is for pollution, hate pollution. P is also for planes. I don't like planes, they're very noisy. P is also for pain. I have a very low's the right word, isn't it? Well, pain is a bit weird actually. I can deal with some pain pretty well. So actually it's not altogether the fact that I have a low pain threshold, because in some respects I don't. This is a weird thing. Like in some areas of pain, I'm actually very stoical. Like for example, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example here. Blood tests, things like that, I don't know, they don't faze me. But other forms of pain, like dental treatment, this is part of the reason why I have a phobia of dentists. I actually go under D as well for dentists, because that's a very sensitive area, the mouth. Yeah. Generally, I do have quite a low pain threshold actually, but it depends on the type of pain. But that's part of the reason why I'm not good when I'm ill, because I can't switch off from the pain or from the sensation. It's funny, they say autistic people often split into two camps. Like there are those autistic people who don't feel pain at all, and then there are those autistic people who are extremely sensitive to pain. I think in general I fall into the pretty sensitive group, but like I said, it's not the case that I'm overly sensitive to all pain, because I'm okay with blood tests. And I remember when I had the BCG vaccine, that's the one against tuberculosis, by the way, which is probably one of the most painful vaccines. I was alright. I was very stoical, whereas one girl fainted, you know. So that's when I had it at school. It didn't faze me. So clearly I'm alright with some types of pain. It must just depend where the pain is located, I guess. P is also for people. People in the general, that's not to say I don't like individual humans, but it's people en masse. I don't like people. Just go away, people. They're noisy, unpredictable, and annoying. P is also for periods. That's a female thing, by the way, but what's the point in having them? I'm not even going to have kids anyway, and they're just annoying. I'm lucky I don't have like extreme period pain like what some women have, but they're still annoying and uncomfortable, and yeah, generally I wish I didn't have them, but that's part of a female curse, so again you just have to accept that. Q stands for queasy, because that's like a horrible sensation, like where you feel like you might be sick but you don't know if you are sick, and yeah, and that's probably one of the worst sensations, and the word isn't very nice either. R is for the royal family. I don't understand what the fuss is about, and I'm a Republican, and I think we should get rid of them, and I want to elect the head of state, so I don't like the royal family. And R is also, I don't like rough seas. I hate rough seas, but strangely enough, I like looking at pictures of rough seas, and I like watching boats on rough seas on YouTube, but I don't like being on rough sea, because it makes me sick. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next video now, video number 3. So moving on to video number 3, because I don't want to run out. So moving on to video number 3 now.